Sterling Capital's offer was $300 million. The board called an emergency meeting, but my wife, our VP of sales, was at a Michelin-starred restaurant with her entire team, celebrating a birthday for her old college flame, Leo Vance. The chairman, David, told me to go get Chloe and bring her back. I refused. In my last life, when this hostile takeover happened, I'd frantically driven to that restaurant and dragged them all back to the office. We managed to save a few of our biggest accounts. But Leo, left alone, got drunk, fell down a flight of stairs, and ended up in a coma from the head trauma. Chloe brought him home and cared for him for 3 solid years. Her life, a constant stream of tears. Then, the new product I'd spearheaded launched successfully, and our company's valuation shot up tenfold. The night of the celebration banquet, she drugged me and had me move to Leo's room. As my consciousness faded, her voice was ice.
You were always jealous of him. You deliberately blew this takeover out of proportion and dragged me away, leaving him alone. It's your fault he's in a coma.
Her voice dropped to a venomous whisper.
And this product, this was his idea. You stole it. Why should you get all the credit? You can die with him.
When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day of the hostile takeover. This time, if she wanted to celebrate with her ex, she could go right ahead. In a conference room, a dozen board members were pacing. David's face was a thundercloud.
Ethan, you need to get your wife back here with her team. Now, Sterling's acquisition team will be here in an hour.
I just shook my head. It wouldn't do any good, David. It's Leo's birthday. She won't listen to me.
What?
David stared, dumbfounded.
Yesterday, we had an all-hands meeting about fighting this thing tooth and nail. Today, she takes the sales team to a birthday party.
Mark, our CFO, was practically hopping with anxiety.
Without the sales team, we can't even pull the basic revenue projections.
Just then, my assistant burst in, breathless.
Mr. Davison, I just checked. All 3 of the company's executive vans are gone. There's not a single person left in the sales department.
The board members exchanged looks of disbelief. David slammed his hand on the table.
Has Chloe lost her mind? She let the company burn for that guy?
I sighed. Leo told her yesterday he wanted a birthday he'd never forget. So, she took the whole department. This is insanity. An older board member fumed. Leo is just some VP of strategy they parachuted in. Since when does his birthday warrant a full company work stoppage? As he spoke, the delegation from Sterling Capital arrived an hour early. The man in the lead, Mr. Sterling himself, walked into the conference room with a smirk.
I hear your sales team is otherwise engaged. I take it you're ready to surrender.
David puffed out his chest.
You're mistaken, Mr. Sterling. They're on their way back as we speak.
Are they?
Sterling settled leisurely into a chair.
Then we'll wait. I've brought the agreements just in case.
Mark leaned over to me, whispering,
Ethan, maybe you should try again? This is getting critical.
I glanced at my watch. Mark, it's not that I won't go. It's that even if I did, she wouldn't believe me. In her mind, Leo is more important than this company. A dead silence fell over the room. Everyone knew Chloe had a soft spot for Leo, but no one thought it went this deep. Half an hour passed. Still no sign of the sales team. Calls started coming in from major clients asking about contract renewals, but there was no one to answer them. Sterling flipped through his documents, looking smug.
Well, I suppose there's no need to wait. Without sales data to back you up, what leverage do you possibly have in this negotiation?
Just as the tension reached its peak, I stood up. Actually, gentlemen, I have a complete backup of all sales data right here. Every head in the room snapped toward me.
Ethan, you're the CTO.
David said, confused.
How do you have the sales data?
I opened my laptop. Last month, I rolled out a new integrated data analytics platform. It creates real-time backups of all departmental data. Sterling's expression tightened.
So you have data. So what? The key client relationships are with the sales team.
Funny you should mention that. I pulled up a file. All our core technology patents are held by the tech division. Our clients are here for the tech, not the salespeople. Right on cue, my phone rang. It was Mr. Peterson, our biggest client.
Ethan, I'm hearing rumors that you guys are in some trouble. Is our technology partnership still solid?
I put him on speaker. Absolutely, Mr. Peterson. The entire engineering team is here. The partnership isn't affected in the slightest.
Great. To be honest, we signed with you for your technology. We don't care who our sales contact is.
After I hung up, the atmosphere in the room had completely shifted. Sterling was squirming in his seat.
That's impossible. How can you maintain client relationships without a sales team?
I smiled. Mr. Sterling, you might not understand our business model. We're a technology-driven company. Our core competency is innovation, not schmoozing. Mark's face lit up.
He's right. 70% of our revenue comes from technology licensing. Sales is just the cherry on top.
At that moment, my assistant rushed in again.
Mr. Hayes, I just got an email. The city's new Smart City initiative. They've officially designated our technology as the core platform for the project.
The color drained from Sterling's face. Then David's phone buzzed. It was Chloe.
David, how's the negotiation going? Do you need us to come back?
Her voice was light, carefree. David gave a cold laugh.
No, that won't be necessary, Ms. Miller. You just keep celebrating with Mr. Vance.
Are you sure?
She sounded surprised.
Positive. Your husband has everything under control.
The line went silent for a moment. I could faintly hear Leo's voice in the background.
Chloe, forget about work. Today is my day.
Chloe quickly hung up. Sterling, seeing his advantage had evaporated, stood up to leave.
Well, let's call it a day. We can discuss this another time.
Hold on, I said, stopping him. Since you're already here, Mr. Sterling, why don't you take a look at our new technology? I launched a PowerPoint presentation, revealing a project that had never been shown outside the engineering department. This is our next generation platform, set to launch next quarter. We're projecting a market size in the billions. The board members were stunned. Even they hadn't seen this. Sterling's eyes went wide.
This technology?
We've already filed for global patents. I said coolly. Interested in a partnership? The tables had turned completely. What started as a hostile takeover had just become a desperate plea for collaboration. An hour later, Sterling walked out, tail between his legs. Not only had he failed to acquire us, but he'd also signed a multi-million-dollar technology procurement agreement. David clapped me on the shoulder, beaming.
Ethan, you've been holding out on us.
Mark laughed.
It seems the real backbone of this company is the tech department, not sales.
Just then, we heard a commotion from the lobby. Chloe was back with the sales team. She pushed open the conference room door, saw the relaxed atmosphere, and froze.
It's over.
Thanks to you, it is.
David said, his voice dripping with ice.
Turns out, we negotiate much better when you're not here.
Hashtag chapter 3. The blood drained from Chloe's face.
David, I can explain.
Explain what?
He cut her off.
Explain why. At the most critical moment in this company's history, you took your entire division to a birthday party for Leo Vance?
The sales team stared at the floor, avoiding eye contact. Leo swaggered in behind her, wearing a tailored suit and smelling of expensive whiskey.
David, don't blame Chloe. I insisted she be there for me.
You must be quite the VIP.
Mark sneered.
One birthday party can shut down our entire sales operation.
Leo was unfazed.
Business is important, but people are more important. Chloe values her friends. That's one of her best qualities.
Friends? I asked with a cold laugh. Leo, is that all you and my wife are? Chloe shot me a desperate look.
Ethan, don't jump to conclusions. There's nothing going on between Leo and me.
Nothing except a birthday bash that required the entire sales department's attendance. She was speechless. Just then, Kevin, a junior salesperson, spoke up.
Mr. Hayes, we didn't want to go, but Ms. Miller said if we didn't, we were fired.
Be quiet.
Chloe snapped, but the dam had broken. Others started chiming in.
It's true. She put Leo's birthday before the company. She said the takeover talk was just corporate drama, that we were overreacting.
Leo's expression soured.
That's enough. She did this for me. None of you has the right to judge her.
For you? I stood up. You must think pretty highly of yourself to believe you're worth risking this entire company for.
Ethan,
Chloe's eyes welled with tears.
why do you have to be so hostile toward Leo?
I'm hostile to betrayal, I said, looking her straight in the eye. As a corporate officer, deserting your post in a crisis is betrayal. Plain and simple. David made his decision.
Chloe, given your gross negligence, as of this moment, you're no longer the VP of sales.
What?
She looked at him in disbelief.
David, after everything I've done for this company.
Done.
David scoffed.
What have you done? Catered Leo's birthday party.
Leo jumped to her defense.
Mr. Davison, that's too harsh. Chloe is one of this company's greatest assets.
An asset.
Mark held up a tablet.
Chloe, this is the last quarter sales report. A 30% decline in revenue. Is that your contribution?
Chloe went pale. I knew why sales were down. She'd been spending most of her time and energy on Leo.
Furthermore,
Mark continued.
since Mr. Vance was brought on, the sales department's expense budget has increased by 50%. Funny how most of that was spent on team-building events.
Everyone in the room knew those events were just excuses to entertain Leo. Chloe tried to argue.
That was for morale.
Enough. I cut her off. Chloe, we need some time apart.
What does that mean?
Exactly what it sounds like. I said calmly. My lawyer has already drafted the papers. Her eyes widened in horror.
Ethan, you're divorcing me? Over this?
It's not just about this. I glanced at Leo. It's about the fact that your heart belongs to someone else. Leo smugly wrapped his arm around Chloe's shoulder.
Well, Ethan, if you're not going to appreciate her, you can't blame her for choosing me.
Chloe didn't pull away. That single action silenced the entire room. ####, Chapter 4. David shook his head.
This is a disgrace. Chloe, pack your things and go.
Chloe still wouldn't give up.
David, I manage all of our biggest accounts. Without me.
The company will be just fine without you. I interjected, holding up a file. This is a client needs analysis prepared by the tech department. It's more detailed than anything your team has ever produced. Kevin, the junior salesperson, chimed in again.
Actually, a lot of the clients are here for the tech. They often bypass us and go straight to the engineers anyway.
Shut up.
Chloe screamed at him, but the tide had turned.
He's right, Chloe, another salesperson said. Lately you've been focusing all your attention on Mr. Vance. Client complaints have been piling up unanswered.
Seeing the situation deteriorating, Leo tried to change the subject.
All right, if we're not wanted, we'll leave. Chloe, come on. I'll take you somewhere better.
Chloe looked at me one last time.
Ethan, are you really doing this?
You made your choice. I said quietly. The moment you walked out of this building with your team, you chose. The two of them left in a storm of fury. After the room had settled, David turned to me.
Ethan, this new product. What else are you hiding from us?
I smiled. David, innovation requires a little secrecy. But I can tell you this. For the next 3 years, we're going to be an entire generation ahead of the competition. Mark was ecstatic.
This is incredible. With tech like this, who needs a sales team?
Speaking of which, I said, looking at Kevin and the others. For those of you who want to stay, you'll report directly to me. The engineering department is going to give you all the support you need. One by one, they all pledged to stay. They were tired of Chloe's favoritism and Leo's arrogance. That afternoon, I was in my office, mapping out a new strategy. In my last life, I trusted Chloe too much. I put her in charge of commercializing our core technologies. She turned around and handed the credit to Leo, making him a star in the industry. This time, I was in control. As I was working, my assistant buzzed.
Mr. Hayes, there's a Mr. Gallagher here to see you.
Gallagher was a well-known venture capitalist in the Valley. In my previous life, he was the one who helped Leo package my stolen tech and pass it off as his own. Send him in. Gallagher entered, all smiles.
Ethan, great to finally meet you. I've heard big things. Rumor has it you're sitting on some game-changing new tech.
You have good sources, Mr. Gallagher.
Haha, well, Leo Vance gave me a call. Said you have a project that's going to change the world.
I had to hide a smirk. Leo was already up to his old tricks. That's confidential, I'm afraid.
Of course.
Gallagher leaned in, lowering his voice.
Look, I'm actually here to poach you. Leo's starting his own venture, and he needs a technical founder.
Oh, I thought he was just fired.
That's the thing.
Gallagher said conspiratorially.
Leo has access to a lot of resources, including
He paused for effect.
some of your company's most important clients.
I feigned shock. That can't be possible.
Chloe Miller walked out with him. You do the math.
Gallagher said, pleased with himself.
Ethan, a smart man knows which way the wind is blowing.
Interesting. I leaned back in my chair. So what's the offer? Gallagher held up one finger.
7 figures, plus a significant equity stake.
A generous offer. I nodded. But I have one question. What is Leo building this startup on?
Well,
Gallagher gave a mysterious smile.
Leo says he has proprietary technology that's going to disrupt the entire industry.
I nearly laughed out loud. It was the exact same lie he'd used last time to secure funding. Mr. Gallagher, I need to see this proprietary technology.
I'm afraid that's not possible. Trade secret, you know.
Then how do I know it's worth leaving my job for? Gallagher considered this.
Tell you what, why don't you meet with Leo yourself? He's waiting downstairs at the coffee shop.
So, this was a coordinated attack. All right, let's go see him. In a quiet corner of the Phil's coffee downstairs, Leo and Chloe were waiting. When he saw me, Leo stood up with a confident grin.
Ethan, have a seat.
Chloe stared out the window, refusing to look at me.
Let's cut to the chase.
Leo said, oozing self-assurance.
I'm launching a new tech company, and I want you on board.
With what technology? I asked innocently.
Something revolutionary, of course.
Leo said vaguely.
I have channels overseas, access to the most advanced licensed tech.
License from where? I pressed, feigning interest. Leo faltered.
I'm under an NDA.
Chloe finally spoke.
Ethan, Leo genuinely wants to work with you. Let's just put the past behind us.
The past. I looked at her. Chloe, do you have any idea where Leo's technology really comes from?
Of course, it's his own.
He stole it from me. I unlocked my phone and pulled up a document. These are server logs from 3 months ago, showing Leo using your account to log into the company network and download proprietary technical documents. Chloe froze. The color drained from Leo's face.
How do you have that?
Because I've known for months. I said coldly. Every time you came to visit Chloe, you were secretly copying our data.
That's a lie.
Leo blurted out.
Chloe, don't listen to him.
Chloe looked from me to Leo, her expression crumbling.
Is this true?
I swiped to a video file. And this is a security footage from last week. Leo, using your computer while you were out of the office. On the screen, Leo's actions were undeniable. Chloe looked like she was going to be sick.
Leo, you.
Chloe, I can explain.
He said, panicked.
I was just trying to learn.
Learn. I scoffed. Learn your way into filing a patent? I brought up another document. This is the patent application Leo filed last month. The technical specifications are identical to our core IP. Even Gallagher was stunned.
Leo, what is this?
It's a misunderstanding.
Leo was still trying to lie his way out.
In the tech world, great minds think alike.
Enough.
Chloe finally snapped, her voice shaking with fury.
Leo, have you been using me this entire time?
She finally understood. It was never about her. It was about getting access.
Chloe, it's not like that.
Leo reached for her hand. She slapped it away.
Get away from me.
Seeing Chloe turn on him, Leo's demeanor shifted instantly.
Oh, don't play the victim, Chloe. You're no saint in all this.
What are you talking about?
She stammered.
You cheated on your husband with me because you thought I was going places.
Leo sneered.
Don't act so innocent now.
You bastard.
Me?
Leo's cruelty escalated.
Who was the one sending me flirty texts at midnight? Who was the one who initiated everything?
He pulled out his own phone.
You want me to forward our chat history to the company-wide Slack channel?
Chloe's face went white as a sheet.
You wouldn't dare.
I spoke up calmly. Go ahead. It would be excellent evidence for the divorce proceedings. Leo shot me a triumphant look.
See, Ethan, your wife isn't as pure as you think.
I know. I said evenly. That's why I'm divorcing her. Chloe looked at me, her eyes filled with despair.
Ethan,
But Leo, I cut her off. Aren't you forgetting something?
What?
I placed a small digital recorder on the table. I've recorded this entire conversation, including your confession to stealing trade secrets. That's a felony. Leo's face went slack with shock.
You set me up.
We're even. I stood up. Mr. Gallagher, still interested in investing? Gallagher was already wiping sweat from his brow.
No, I don't know anything about this.
He practically ran out of the coffee shop. Leo, realizing the game was up, glared at Chloe with pure hatred.
This is all your fault, you stupid woman. If it weren't for you, I never would have been caught.
You used me.
Chloe broke down, sobbing. The two of them started screaming at each other in the middle of the cafe, drawing stares from everyone. I turned and walked away. Back at the office, David was waiting for me.
All taken care of?
The evidence is all here. I handed him the recorder and my phone. He reviewed everything and let out a long sigh.
I can't believe Leo was a corporate spy.
It's worse than that. I gave him another file. This is a background check I ran. He has ties to several of our competitors.
That son of a bitch.
David slammed his fist on his desk.
Call the police. Now.
By the end of the afternoon, the SFPD had arrested Leo Vance. Chloe received a package from my lawyer. It contained not only the divorce papers, but also a notice that the company would be pursuing legal action against her for breach of fiduciary duty. She called me a dozen times. I didn't answer. That night, I found her waiting on the doorstep of my house.
Ethan, can we please talk?
She had been crying for hours. Her eyes were swollen shut. There's nothing to talk about.
I was wrong. I know I was wrong.
She sank to her knees on the pavement.
Leo was a liar. He tricked me.
You weren't tricked, Chloe. You were a willing participant. I said, my voice flat. The moment you chose him, we were over.
But we had so many good memories.
Memories? I laughed without humor. You mean the memories of you texting him in the middle of the night? Or the memory of you abandoning your company to throw him a party? She had nothing to say. Just sign them. I held out the divorce papers. Let's make this clean. Her hand trembled as she took the folder, a tear splashing onto the cover page. Chapter 7. A month later, Leo's case went to trial. He was found guilty of theft of trade secrets and sentenced to 3 years in federal prison. Chloe, as an accomplice, avoided jail time, but her reputation was destroyed. No company in the Bay Area would touch someone who had so openly betrayed their employer. Meanwhile, our new product launched to rave reviews. The company's valuation quintupled, and the board unanimously appointed me CEO. On my first day in the new role, Chloe showed up at the office. She had lost weight and looked exhausted.
Ethan, congratulations.
She forced a smile. What do you want, Chloe?
I was wondering if you had any open positions.
I stared at her. You want to come back here?
I know it's a lot to ask, but
She looked down at her hands.
no one will hire me. I'm about to be evicted.
Chloe, do you honestly think that's possible?
I'll start at the bottom.
She pleaded.
I'll be an intern. I'll get coffee, anything.
Looking at the woman who was once a titan of industry, now reduced to begging, I felt nothing. I'm sorry. We have no positions for you.
Ethan,
Her desperation turned to anger.
we were married, for God's sake. Can you really be this cruel?
Cruel. I shot back. When you chose Leo, did our marriage mean anything to you then? Security approached. Mr. Hayes, is there a problem here? No, she was just leaving. Chloe looked from the guards to me, her pleading eyes hardening into resentment.
You'll regret this, Ethan.
The only thing I regret is ever marrying you. She stormed out. Later that day, Mark came to my office.
Ethan, I just got a tip. Chloe has been meeting with the competitors Leo was talking to.
I'm not surprised. I said, what does she have to sell them?
Nothing of value. The client stayed with us, and she doesn't understand the technology.
Then let her waste her time. It turned out, without the platform of our company behind her, Chloe was nothing. The rival companies quickly realized she had no real skills beyond networking and soon cut her loose. 3 months later, I ran into her at a small diner. She was wearing a cheap waitress uniform, carrying a tray of food. When she saw me, she froze for a second, then hurried away into the kitchen. The client I was with looked at me quizzically.
You know her, Ethan?
No, I said coolly. After the meal, I went to the restroom. Chloe was waiting for me by the door.
Are you happy now, Ethan?
Her eyes were filled with a corrosive hatred.
Does it make you feel powerful, seeing me like this?
Chloe, this was your choice.
My choice.
She let out a sharp, bitter laugh.
I just fell in love with the wrong person.
No, you fell in love with vanity. I corrected her. Leo gave you a thrill, a sense of excitement. He made you feel young and desired. Her face went pale. But you forgot, Chloe. Nothing in life is free.
Did you ever love me, Ethan?
She asked, her voice cracking.
Even a little?
I did once. I answered truthfully. But you destroyed it.
If I begged you to forgive me.
It's too late. I cut her off. Chloe, move on. Stop living in the past. I walked around her and left the restaurant. I could hear her start to cry, but I didn't look back. 6 months later, our company went public on the NASDAQ. As the opening bell rang, a wave of déjà vu washed over me, and I thought of my past life. At that other victory party, Chloe had drugged me, claiming I'd stolen Leo's work. The irony was that Leo, a slick business guy, couldn't read a single line of code, let alone invent anything. Now the truth was out. It was all over. At the IPO party, David raised his glass to me.
Ethan, remember this day a year ago?
I remember. We were almost acquired out of existence.
If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here today.
David said wistfully.
By the way, I heard Chloe moved somewhere down south. Florida, I think.
I hadn't heard. I genuinely didn't care.
And Leo gets out of prison soon, right?
Sometime next year, I believe. David clapped my shoulder.
Well, it's all in the past. Look forward.
He was right. It was all in the past. After the party, I drove home alone. I passed a restaurant we used to frequent, and memories surfaced unbidden. I once thought Chloe was my entire world. I worked myself to the bone to give her everything she wanted. But the more I gave, the less she valued it. When Leo appeared, she tossed our life aside like an old toy. My phone rang, an unfamiliar number.
Ethan, it's me.
It was Chloe. What is it?
I'm in Florida now. I opened a small electronics shop.
Okay.
I wanted to say thank you.
For what?
Thank you for helping me see Leo for who he was, and for helping me see myself.
Her voice was steady.
It was a high price to pay, but at least I finally understand what's important.
I hope your business does well.
Ethan.
She paused.
You'll find someone better.
I already have. A long silence stretched on the other end of the line.
That's good. I wish you both the best.
She hung up. I looked out at the glittering city skyline and felt a profound sense of release. The obsession of my last life, the bitterness of this one, it had all blown away. My life was just beginning. The next morning, the head of my R&D team knocked on my door.
Mr. Hayes, that Ph.D. from MIT is here to see you.
Send her in. A woman with clear, determined eyes walked in.
Hello, I'm Dr. Evelyn Reed.
Looking at her smile, I felt like I was seeing a new horizon. Maybe this was the best ending after all. Evelyn's arrival breathed new life into the company. It wasn't just her technical brilliance. It was her pure, unadulterated passion for the work.
Mr. Hayes, if we optimize this algorithm, we can boost processing efficiency by 30%.
She'd say, her face glowing as she showed me her latest breakthrough. Watching her, I was reminded of myself when I first started out, back when technology was a passion, not a battleground. That was before Chloe, before everything got so complicated. This is excellent work. I encouraged her. Keep exploring this. It has huge potential.
Really?
Her eyes sparkled.
I was worried it was too theoretical.
Innovation is always theoretical at first. I smiled. Hold on to that. 3 months later, the project Evelyn was leading had a major breakthrough. The team threw a small party to celebrate, but she spent most of it hiding shyly in a corner.
Dr. Reed, you're the star of the show.
Mark said, pulling her into the center of the room.
I just got lucky.
This isn't luck. I interrupted. This is talent. After the party, I gave her a ride home.
Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Hayes.
She said sincerely. You earned it.
Actually,
She hesitated.
I know about your story.
I stiffened.
I'm sorry, people at the office talk.
She explained quickly.
I just wanted to say, I hope you've been able to move past it.
I have.
Good.
She smiled.
You deserve better.
When we pulled up to her apartment, she paused before getting out.
You know, Mr. Hayes, everyone in the R&D department looks up to you. And it's not just because of your skill.
Oh.
It's because of your integrity.
She blushed and quickly disappeared into the building. I sat there for a moment, then broke into a smile. It turned out that when you just focus on doing good work, the right people find you. Another 3 months went by, and it was time for the annual company gala. Evelyn showed up in a pale blue dress, and she was breathtaking.
Mr. Hayes, would you like to dance?
She asked, mustering all her courage. On the dance floor, she spoke softly into my ear.
I wanted to tell you, I didn't join this company just for the technology.
Then why did you join?
Because of you.
She looked up, her gaze steady.
I read all your published papers in grad school. You were my idol.
Just an idol? Her cheeks turned pink.
It could be more.
In that moment, I knew my new life had truly begun. A year later, Evelyn and I were married. The ceremony was small and simple, just close friends and colleagues. At the reception, David raised a toast.
Seeing Ethan find this kind of happiness, it puts an old man's heart at ease.
Mark heckled from his table.
You'd better take good care of this one, Hayes.
I will, I said, squeezing Evelyn's hand. Married life was peaceful and sweet. We were partners in every sense of the word. We still spent late nights debating algorithmic theory, a connection I'd never known before.
Honey, do you think our kids will get your brains or mine?
She asked one night. Yours, obviously.
Why?
Because you're smarter than me. She laughed and playfully hit my arm.
You're just saying that.
Looking at her, my heart felt full. I was grateful for this second chance. Not for the opportunity to get revenge, but for the chance to meet someone better and build a better life. 3 years flew by. The company became a titan in the industry, and Evelyn and I had a beautiful little girl. One day, Mark stopped by my office, looking secretive.
Ethan, you hear the news?
What news?
Leo Vance got out of prison, started some shell corporation to run investment scams. The SEC just arrested him again.
I wasn't surprised.
And Chloe, I heard.
Mark hesitated. What about her?
She married some old guy, a real estate developer 20 years her senior.
I was silent for a moment. That was her choice.
The guy's got a nasty temper, I hear.
Mark. I cut him off gently. It's okay. It has nothing to do with me. He sighed.
You're right. It's all in the past.
That night, I came home to an elaborate dinner. What's the occasion?
Our new patent was just approved.
Evelyn announced, beaming. Congratulations, Dr. Reed.
Congratulations to you too, Mr. CEO.
She winked.
Your wife just created some serious value for the company.
Our daughter babbled happily from her high chair, as if she understood.
Oh.
Evelyn said suddenly.
I saw someone strange outside the office building today. A woman, just staring at the entrance.
Who was it?
I don't know. She didn't look like she was doing too well.
A thought crossed my mind, but I pushed it away. The next day, the head of security stopped me in the lobby.
Mr. Hayes, A woman was here yesterday asking for you. We didn't let her in.
Thank you. At lunch, I saw her across the street. It was Chloe. She looked much older. There was a faint bruise on her cheek, poorly concealed with makeup. When she saw me, she turned to hurry away. Wait, I called out. She turned back, tears welling in her eyes.
Ethan,
Is something wrong?
can I borrow some money?
She whispered.
I swear I'll pay it back.
I studied her face. What happened? It took her a long time to answer.
My husband, he has a gambling problem. He lost everything. The people he owes.
Call the police,
It's no use.
she said with a bitter smile.
He has connections.
I took out my phone. I could put you in touch with a lawyer.
No,
She shook her head.
I wanted to see you one last time.
Chloe, don't do anything stupid.
Don't worry.
She laughed, but it was a hollow sound.
I don't have the courage.
I opened my wallet and gave her all the cash I had. Here, for now. She stared at the money.
You.
This isn't for you. I said, this is so you can have a chance to live. Everyone deserves a chance to start over. She took the money, tears streaming down her face.
Ethan, I'm so sorry.
It's in the past.
I regret it. I really, really regret everything.
Regret doesn't change anything. I said, my voice even. It's time to look forward, Chloe. She gave me one last, long look, then turned and walked away. That was the last time I ever saw her. I heard later that she finally found the strength to leave that man and move to a small town to start over. My life continued on. The company grew, my daughter thrived, and Evelyn was always by my side. One weekend, we took her daughter to Golden Gate Park.
Daddy, why is the sky blue?
She asked. Well, it's because...
It's because of Rayleigh scattering.
Evelyn jumped in. Our daughter nodded, pretending to understand. Looking at the two of them, I was filled with a quiet gratitude. I was thankful for a second chance, not to punish the people who had wronged me, but to let them go. I had learned that true happiness wasn't about getting revenge. It was about appreciating what you have. As the sun set over the ocean, we walked home, hand in hand. This was the life I wanted. Simple and happy.